everyone. I'm Reese Fiato. This is Bio-Sonification, a live experiment. What I have set up here is this is Ableton. This is a music production software. I'm equipped with a MIDI keyboard, and what I'm using today is called a Playtronica TouchMe. This is a biofrequency adapter that essentially reads the electronic frequencies of any living thing, whether that be a human being, a plant, an animal, and it converts those frequencies into the equivalent of music notes that can be converted in a music production software. So what I have with me today is I have two species. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to procure anything that was living with mycelium. It would add to the effect. It's going to create something more interesting. But it's going to create something more interesting if they're fully alive, but these mushrooms are still holding on to some of their frequencies and they do produce sound. So it's still interesting. This one here is a shiitake mushroom. That's what we're going to start with. Simply take the two plugs, connect them to the fruiting body, and a sound is produced using a instrument that I have connected to the music production software here. So essentially, all the mushroom is really doing here is producing a frequency that is interpreted by this device, which then I, as the producer of music, or whoever's in this seat, can then use specific MIDI instruments to produce music with. So you're essentially just taking the frequencies from these mushrooms, plants or animals, and then using them as the baseline frequency for your music notes. You can see this, the shiitake mushroom has a different frequency than the lion's mane mushroom that I have next to it. If I use the same instrument but plug into a different species, the note is much higher. So you see that there's a difference in frequency there, which I find super interesting. And that same note can be switched over to this bonsai tree, and it will produce, interesting, it's not seeming to be working, but it will produce a different frequency sometimes. And the same thing can be done with your hands. Anything that adds frequency to the device will be interpreted, so it doesn't even have to be a plant or an animal. You can use yourself to play the instrument, simply just holding these two prongs. I'm adjusting the actual instrument here. And you can see on the device where the chords are shown, the music notes are shown here. But so long term, what you can do with that is essentially just use those frequencies to produce certain specific notes that you want to hear, and then you can add them into a music production software and create more traditional soundscapes based off of those frequencies that were provided to you. Let me see here. And so this is both with the blue oyster and the shiitake mushroom, two different instruments. I'm using an adornable and a pendulum, but it is inferring the frequencies from both of these mushrooms to create the actual, the note, not the note itself, but the frequency it's being played at. So that's what's really happening here. Thank you guys for watching.